The facts matter.
Good evening, everyone. Virgo here. It is February 3rd, 2021. Happy Wednesday to everyone. Okay, so many of you might remember seeing this photo from the video that I did yesterday. And the video that I did yesterday was with regards to a squatter who actually almost got away with being awarded $400,000 after squatting in this woman's home after she had passed away, where her family was going to have to actually pay out damages to the squatter. But the story gets worse. Here is a reminder of yesterday's video.
All right, now to a News 5 investigation. A squatter who successfully sued a Colorado Springs homeowner and won, about to head back to court. A new hearing was granted after Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Ross discovered the squatter likely filed fraudulent paperwork the courts and the judge overlooked. And as Eric explains, the judge now wants answers.
The squatter asked for more than $250,000 in damages to his feelings after he was evicted from squatting in a dead woman's house. In a surprising twist, he won his case against that family, a family which says they knew nothing about this lawsuit. Here's how it happened. This story dates back nearly 3 years, when Wendy Clark suddenly passed away in October 2017. Property records show she owned this home, which later became invaded by multiple squatters. The ringleader, Jack Cole, who the courts eventually evicted in the first quarter of 2018. Wendy's sister Michelle thought Mr. Cole would be gone and out of their family's lives, but she was wrong. Fast forward to today.
He won't leave us alone. He was trying to get my house, trying to get my property tax records. After he'd already tried to get my sister's, it just keeps going on. We've lost someone we love dearly, and we haven't been able to mourn her because it's one thing after the next.
Cole is currently in prison, but that didn't stop him from suing Wendy's family for more than $250,000. He claims he suffered mental anguish and loss of his social standing. He also claims his feelings were injured. Cole apparently came up with an elaborate plan to fool the courts to win his case, having a fellow inmate get a bogus affidavit of service notarized showing the Clark family was handed the paperwork for the lawsuit when they in fact had no clue about it. A closer look at the document raises serious questions. For one, Roger Travis Rickard, the so-called process server who allegedly hand-delivered the lawsuit, couldn't have because he was in jail at the time. Another discrepancy we noticed was that the lawsuit says it was served at, of all places, the courthouse. But on the day in question, Michelle was nowhere near the courthouse and had no business being there in the first place. Records show she was working at her job with USAA.
He's very conniving. He knows how to work the system. He got away with everything from my sister's house without getting even a slap on the hand for it. So he knows how to work the system and what he needs to do to get what he wants. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. He forged the paperwork and trying to win a civil lawsuit against me.
The original judge who ruled in favor of the squatter's case has granted a new hearing to get to the bottom of what we've uncovered. Meanwhile, Michelle says this case has taken a toll on her entire family.
I was in the process to possibly sell my home, buy a new home. That's been stopped at this point because I can't move forward with my life with this hanging over my head.
A court hearing now on the docket for September 28th, and if you've missed any of our previous coverage on this story, just head to our website KOAA.com and click on the News 5 Investigates tab. Always watching out for you. I'm Eric Ross, News 5 Investigates.
After seeing that reminder and how angry that makes you to know that there's somebody out there that is actually capable of fooling a judge who isn't paying any attention to what's going on, and getting awarded, possibly was going to be awarded $400,000 from an already grieving family who is without all of her belongings and her home that was actually provided to them in her will. Check this out.
Tonight, News 5 investigates a possible cover-up by Colorado Springs police.
Chief investigative reporter Eric Ross found the department withheld public information about a squatter's case that we brought you earlier this month.
Our investigation uncovered police did nothing to help a grieving mother after squatters invaded her daughter's home just days after she died. Tonight, new questions over whether police botched this case.
We lost a daughter, we lost a mother, and we've lost a sister. And nothing is being done. We need help. We need help.
GERRY Clark's daughter, Wendy, passed away last October. Shortly after her death, squatters invaded her home.
She had a beautiful couch and beautiful furniture, lamps, pictures.
And that's all gone. Squatters broke out a window and destroyed the entire house before a judge ordered them to leave.
It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And we told the police we need help. Nobody could help us because it's a civil case. We can't do anything. They couldn't do anything. What is wrong with our system?
Between November 2017 and January of this year, police were called out to Wendy's home 19 times for calls ranging from burglary to a drug overdose. But apparently, police never verified who owned the home. If they did, they would have discovered the sole homeowner, according to property records, was dead.
She passed away October 16th. And the gentleman is living in her home, using her car.
But he's no gentleman. He's a convicted felon with a long rap sheet. Court records identify him as Jack Cole. We sent police a copy of a judge's ruling showing Cole had no legal right to the property. Police had no response.
The police knew what was going on here, and nothing was done. And if they would have done something, if somebody would have acted and done something, we could have prevented this damage.
It's hard to say how many squatters were living inside Wendy's home because police haven't exactly been forthcoming with us. We filed this open records request asking for any arrest reports at Wendy's address starting from the month she died to the present date. Lieutenant Howard Black said he located just one arrest for this woman who was taken into custody not for squatting, but for an outstanding warrant in Pueblo. After our broadcast, we received multiple tips that police had lied to us, so we filed another open records request and found police had arrested another squatter at Wendy's home. We had questions for police, but the only correspondence we received was a request to pay them $7.50 for the report. And Wendy's white Pontiac G6, which you see here, is missing. And to date, Colorado Springs police will not take a stolen vehicle case report. Now, we received an anonymous tip telling us we could locate Wendy's car at the El Vecino apartment complex. So we're going to go check out the lead and see if it's valid. You know, one thing to keep in mind is we really don't want to be confrontational in this type of situation because one of the squatters who we know last had Wendy's car has an extensive criminal history, and we aren't law enforcement.
Starting route to El Vecino Apartments.
So we're about a minute away from the apartment complex. And there is Wendy's Pontiac 550 VFN.
Right in front of the El Vecino Apartments is Wendy's car. The registration sticker peeled off and the rear passenger window is busted out. We tried to notify the police through a phone call and 2 emails, but no one got back to us.
It's pathetic. We pay taxes, we're citizens of the state of Colorado. Why can't somebody help us? I don't understand. I just don't understand.
GERRY did file an insurance claim related to the vandalism in her daughter's home, but without a police report, we're told the insurance company will not approve the claim. Police have not changed their stance, saying this entire case is a civil matter, and they refuse to explain why. Watching out for you, Colorado Springs, Eric Ross, News 5 Investigates.
As always, if you have a problem or issue you'd like investigative reporter Eric Ross to look into, call our 24-hour tip line, 228-6275, or send an email to news5investigates@koaa.com.
Isn't that something, guys? If we don't join together and stop these SovCits, we're going to have a real big problem. Part of the reason why we've had the issues that we have within our government, within law enforcement, and within the area, some of the judicial areas, is due to the fact that they're being infiltrated by people with these extreme ideologies. Heads up, everyone. It's going to be a bumpy ride.